Cooper Flagg is an absolute basketball beast, and he has already proven himself to be a player of class so many times. His incredible performance in the scrimmage against the USA men's basketball team has made him one of the most talked about basketball players right now. But Cooper's already in the news again, and this time he has shown that anyone who attempts to stand up to him will be crushed under the fire of his skill. But how did Cooper establish dominance and show that none of his opponents truly compares to him this time again? Well, by the time you're done watching this video, you yourself will be convinced that Cooper is a basketball god and every other of his opponents are nothing but his loyal subjects. Well, those who have been monitoring Cooper Flagg's stats have said that those numbers look like something we've seen before in one particular NBA star during his own high school days. Of course, I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, and the king himself, LeBron James. Going through Flagg's stats and LeBron James's old high school stats, you might just think history is about to repeat itself and give us a new LeBron James. Being compared to LeBron James is certainly mind-blowing for any player, even if it's just high school stats. I mean, this is the man who would go on to become one of the undisputed kings of the beautiful game of basketball. Everyone knows that LeBron was a total baller back in high school, so was Cooper really as good as high school LeBron? Let's turn to the numbers once again to find out the truth. LeBron was the best high school player in the country during his time at St. Vincent St. Mary High School, and his stats were absolutely crazy. LeBron averaged 25.2 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 5.0 assists per game. He shot 55.8% from the field and 36.0% from three-point range. LeBron would also later go on to become first pick in the NBA drafts back then in 2003. But of course, looking at the stats, high school LeBron James beats Cooper with more points and assists per game, but the rebounding and shooting percentages are very much alike. So do we already have the next generation's LeBron James on our hands? And is his name Cooper Flagg? Only time will tell. But it's not just LeBron. Young Cooper's high school performance reminds us of Zion Williamson. Young Williamson made the first overall pick of the 2019 NBA draft, just like Cooper is likely to make next year. But how were his stats? Zion Williamson definitely scored more than Flagg back in high school. He averaged almost 30 points per game in his first 2 years, which is already crazy for a high school level player, but he even smashed that record and went way higher in his last 2 years. Williamson also had amazing rebounding ability, and he was averaging double figures per game easily. Zion shot about 70% from the field. That's a lot more than Flagg has managed, but don't count out Cooper just yet. Cooper may not have scored as many as Zion did, but he has Zion beat when it comes to assists and making three-pointers, and he has him beat by an impressive margin, I might add. When it comes to playing style, Cooper has also been likened to Anthony Davis, the man he just pulled a perfect three-pointer over at the scrimmage. Both of them had this fluid, versatile playing style that is just amazing to watch. They know what to do with the ball in every position they find themselves in on the pitch, and that is a special skill you can't teach. But enough about stats for now. Of course, the stats are good. They show how good a player is, but any player can be good. Any player can have good stats. It's one thing to be good, but not every player can put on a show. Flagg can certainly put on a show. You can even say that as far as shows go, he's the entire theater. Every game the kid plays, he brings on a superb show. He certainly did at the Olympic scrimmage game against the NBA Giants, and he has put on a new show for his fans that has shown that he's way ahead of the pack. In a viral video posted on NCAA Duke men's basketball's X page, Cooper left everyone stunned as he completed an impressive no dribble between the legs dunk that you just have to watch to believe. Sure, plenty of players can certainly pull off a between the legs dunk, but it's not just about the dunk. The way Cooper did it was pure class. What made Cooper's skill the shocker it was how easy he made it look. Cooper's impressive dunk came off a 2-foot gather. Most players can only pull off a between the legs dunk like that while they're in transition or off the dribble. But there was Cooper, 1 second just standing straight and upright with the ball, and the next second the ball is dunked perfectly into the net after an amazing high vertical leap to get man up in the air. It's shows of class like this that set Cooper apart from his mates, and especially all his competition for first pick in the NBA drafting next year. But that's not to mean that Cooper's competition are not amazing players as well. There are so many other young basketball talent that have put in some phenomenal work and achieved amazing feats in their high school and college careers. Some of them also got invited to the scrimmage game against the USA men's team, and they showed the NBA stars that basketball is not just about age. Collectively, the select team of youngsters were only narrowly beaten by the men's squad by just 1 point. This was a team that was packed with NBA stars like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, Steph Curry, and the likes, and they couldn't even manage a dominant win against young kids. It just goes to show that Cooper and his team are just that good. The match went on to end 74-73. The youngsters might have been defeated by a point, but they sure did give the Olympians a run for their money, and the NBA is definitely not ready for what these kids are packing. This is especially true of Cooper Flagg. The boy is a rare breed of talent, skill, and basketball knowledge, and because of this, he has been likened to the NBA legend Andrei Kirilenko. Anyone who knows anything about Kirilenko knows that it's high praise for a young player like Flagg to be likened to the Russian NBA legend. To let you know how good Kirilenko was, he was nicknamed AK-47. You don't get that kind of name for being average. As I already mentioned, Flagg has some impressive versatility, just like Kirilenko did back in his days, and NBA scouts are already seeing it. One scout mentioned on X that Flagg is like Kirilenko. He's very impactful defensively, can guard multiple positions, and is a great weak side shot blocker. Another scout, while also likening him to Kirilenko, mentioned that Flagg has a quick first step and is an aggressive finisher around the basket. He doesn't create much off the dribble offensively, but creates more offense with his defense than anyone in the country. Flagg and Kirilenko have similar size, explosiveness, and defensive versatility. It's the perfect comparison really, but Flagg also has a slight edge over the legendary AK-47 with his higher offensive ability. This just goes to show how big Cooper is going to be, not just at the club level, but also in his nation, the United States. Cooper Flagg has had a wildly successful career as a basketball player. He is already a highly decorated athlete, even at just 17 years old, and his high school career was one for the history books. Although he still has not officially played a single college basketball game, he has already gotten on the NBA's radar, especially with his performance against the USA men's team in the scrimmage game organized to prep the men's team for Olympic gold. His performance was easily one of the best on the pitch that game. Even though he was playing with legendary players like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, Cooper showed just what he was made of in that game. Not many players can get around NBA's Anthony Davis and not talk about making an incredible three-pointer over the Lakers, man, but that was just what Cooper Flagg did. Davis is a player with one of the best defensive profiles in the NBA, and not much gets past those huge arms of his. Well, Cooper did, and all Davis could do was smile and move on. But it was not just Davis that got a taste of what Cooper could do. The whole team did. Bam Adebayo, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, you name it. They all got some of the fire Cooper brought to the pitch. It was a performance that will not be forgotten in a really long time for sure. It showed that Cooper is already way better than his college basketball mates and should probably be playing NBA already. But is he far from NBA ready? Absolutely not, at least not according to draft experts and a lot of NBA players themselves. In fact, draft experts say Cooper Flagg is the favorite to be the NBA's first pick in next year's draft. And it's not just the draft experts that think so, his fans certainly do, but so does everybody that has watched Cooper play or followed his career from high school, and most importantly, even many NBA players certainly think so. But regardless of what anyone says, Cooper is definitely looking like the obvious choice for first pick, and his stats certainly make a really strong case for just that. Numbers don't lie, right? Well, if that's the case, Cooper's numbers suggest that the 17-year-old basketball prodigy, who has not even played a single minute of college football, should be in the NBA very soon. Going through Cooper's stats, it's easy to see that he has already outclassed all his opponents. Flagg only just led his old Montverde team to an impeccable 30-0 record last season and even won the national championship. But let's talk stats now. In 33 games in his senior year, Flagg averaged 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game, with 2.7 blocks and 1.6 steals. Those are crazy numbers for a 17-year-old player in high school by all standards. Cooper shot 55% from the field and 38% from three-point range. Really, the boy might not be in the NBA yet, but he's definitely already in a league of his own, and he's only gonna get better. better as he gets older. Cooper also raked in some pretty nice stats at the Nike EYBL circuit. The young star averaged 26.9 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 4.7 assists in 17 games. In last year's NBPA Top 100 camp, Flagg averaged 25.4 points and 6.9 blocks per game. The last Olympics showed us that when it comes to basketball, the United States is king. The men's team has won Olympic gold 5 years in a row, so why would they not win it? The team is packed with stars in every single position on the court. They've got Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, and LeBron James. How does a team like that not win gold? Well, as perfectly made up as the USA men's team is, it's certainly not going to last forever. By the time the next Olympics come around in 2048, some of these players will have retired from professional basketball. So who is the future of the national team? Well, Cooper is already being looked at as one of the leaders of the young players that will lead the next generation of US basketball dominance. Former Syracuse head coach and Team USA assistant Jim Boeheim has said the future will be bright for the US in the hands of young players like Cooper Flagg. Boeheim mentioned that with players like Cooper Flagg, AJ DeBanza, Cam Boozer, and some other players coming soon, the US will still retain its dominance in world basketball. The future is certainly very bright for young Cooper Flagg, and he's already proving himself to be a leader indeed. It was just announced that Cooper and his twin brother Ace Flagg would be the ones to lead a sold-out kids basketball camp at the University of Maine this weekend. It's a wonderful chance for Cooper to show his leadership skills and impart his impressive basketball knowledge to the young kids who will be participating. The kids will also be getting a chance to learn from the twin brothers who led their Nokomis Regional High School team to win a championship before they moved to Montverde Academy in Florida. This opportunity to show his leadership skills is definitely a plus for Cooper Flagg's chances of making #1 pick for the 2025 NBA draft. But as it stands now, Cooper still has very serious competition, and his name is Ace Bailey. While Cooper Flagg seems to be the player everybody is pushing to make #1 next year, an NBA executive has said that he could see Ace Bailey taking over. He went on to say that Bailey is even more talented with the ball than Flagg at this point, even though Cooper is a better overall player than Bailey is now. It's an interesting claim, but we also have to keep it in mind that Ace and Cooper are different types of players. Ace Bailey is more of the scoring type of player. He's very wired to score. In fact, he's always wired to score. The kid is also an exceptional athlete, although he's more of a scorer than a natural shooter. Cooper, on the other hand, is not too particular about scoring, although you can bet he can score any time of the day when he wants to. His stats show that assists are more of his preference. He's more of the playmaker type with amazing play recognition and passing ability. Cooper is very versatile as well. He's like a Swiss Army knife, and that makes him much more easier to build around and a more enticing prospect for #1. But as it stands, nothing is set in stone yet, and 2025 is still a long way to go. Although Cooper is the most likely player to get the top spot, Ace Bailey is not too far behind. Cooper will need to step up his game to keep his name in the race, and if history is any consideration, he certainly will be making waves soon with his new Duke team when first semester kicks off. Cooper's future is already very bright as it stands. No ordinary player gets big nods from scouts and NBA stars alike before playing a single college game. He may not be in the NBA yet, but he's already in a league of his own, and his future is definitely one to look out for. But what do you think about Cooper Flagg? Is he a solid talent? Will he have a good season at Duke? Will he make it to the #1 pick in 2025? Or will Bailey find a way to beat him to it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and share it. Make sure to also subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and also turn on notifications so you don't miss out on enjoying any of our latest videos. See you soon.